Before we start off, though, if you've got a question during the show, we want to hear it. Your input is a big part of what makes the show great. Um, and we thrive on your energy and insight. Whether it's a quick comment, a thoughtful question, or an opinion you just have to share, don't hesitate to drop it in the chat. Now, if you want to make absolutely sure your message stands out and gets featured on the show, there's an easy way to do that. Use the super chat feature. Just click the $ at the bottom of the chat box to send in your super chat. This guarantees that your message gets on the air, and it's also a fantastic way to support our channel. We rely on your support to keep bringing you the sports content you love, and we appreciate every bit of it. So go ahead, let us know what you're thinking, hit that super chat button, and let's keep the show as interactive and exciting as possible. And if you prefer, you can also go to the gsmcspodcast.net to tip, donate, and leave a comment or question there. We couldn't do what we do without your amazing support, and we're so thankful to have you as part of our community. Arsenal were able to get an early statement victory over Aston Villa. The definition of an early season statement was this game. Arsenal were able to put on a statement after going up against their not rivals, because they're not rivals historically, but a team that have gotten the better over them last season, defeating them 2 times at Villa away and the Emirates. Villa getting 2 wins against them. Arsenal went on to lose the league by 2 points. So you can see how those 2 losses were extremely critical. Out of the 5 losses that Arsenal had all in their entire Premier League campaign, 2 of them were against Aston Villa. So we know the sort of tension between these two, and how Aston Villa have been able to get the better of them. But this time around, Arsenal are able to go to Villa, go against a quality team on their pitch, and they were able to come up victorious 2-0 behind goals from Trossard in the 67th minute, which was literally his first kick of the game, and then Thomas Partey's second goal at the 77th minute, which you can say was a mistake from Emiliano, or not you can say, it was a mistake from Emiliano Martinez for a goalkeeper of his standard and what we know of him. Miss a goal that he should never let in. It's a poor mistake. He's still a brilliant goalkeeper, but that should never have gone in, and yeah, it's able to clinch the deal for Arsenal in a game that it was a really good game. I feel like it could have won either way, to be honest. I thought it was a pretty tight, even game, and it really came down to, in my opinion, who was able to get that, who was able to break that deadlock first. I thought it was tight even. I thought in the first half it was really tight. I think in the second half, Aston Villa, they gradually started getting a little bit more confident. They were playing a few balls in together. They were creating a few opportunities here and there. Then they had that big opportunity with Ollie Watkins, the double save from David Raya that kept Arsenal in it. Really, the moment of the match that allows what happened in 67th minute. Trossard gambling, being at the right place at the right time, picking up a right pocket of space around the 18-yard box, and it was a great finish on the first touch, just nestling it into the corner off of a cross. I believe the cross came in from Saka. I think it was Saka the cross came in from. I may be mistaken, but being at the right place, right time, being able to, on the first touch of the game, nestle it into the corner out of the reach of Emiliano Martinez. It was a great finish, and from there on, we just knew, okay, Arsenal, this was Arsenal's moment, and then they were only going to kick on from there, and then they started picking up a little bit more confident, and then, it didn't seem like, once they got that goal, it didn't seem like Aston Villa legitimately had a shot to get back into the game, and then 77th minute came, and then there was that opportunity from Thomas Partey. He takes a strike, mistake by Dibu Martinez, and essentially game set match for Arsenal. And for me, it was a statement victory because This time, look, this game did not go that differently from that Villa Arsenal game that happened a few months ago at the Emirates that essentially cost Arsenal the league title game. It was a pretty tight, even game in the first half. Second half, Aston Villa, they gradually picked up a little bit more momentum, moving the ball, started creating a few opportunities, looked lively. I saw it even in this game compared to, even in this game, especially in that game, but also in this game, they had that moment in the second half that Villa started, springing balls from one end to the other. They were very, very confident. They were creating a few good opportunities. We saw that in this game and in the last and in the game in the Emirates. The only difference was in the game against the Emirates, Aston Villa were able to take advantage. They finally got one. They were able to take advantage. They were able to get the breakthrough, and they were the ones that looked comfortable after that goal. In this case, Aston Villa did not take the opportunity. Arsenal were able to keep themselves in there, defend for their lives, keep themselves in it, relied on a crucial save from David Raya, and when the opportunity came, they were able to pounce on it. That's what a champion does, whenever they're going up away against a difficult team, away, you're not, it's going to be difficult to go and just dominate them and beat them 4-5-0. It's unrealistic. But what you do is you keep yourself afloat, you keep it tight, you keep everything, in front of you. You keep the game tight. You don't lose the game early. And when you get an opportunity, you pounce on it. You take advantage of it. And Leandro Trossard, I'll tell you what, off the bench, he's been an absolutely killer for Arsenal. Very, very clutch, getting important goals and important moments. And that was another important goal. And the way he did it, not having a touch in the game before that, just an absolutely brilliant finish to give them the lead. And look, if you talk about in terms of general performance, was Arsenal scintillating? No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say Aston Villa were, slightly had better periods. I think overall, in terms of the stretch, in terms of overall of the game, I would say Arsenal were maybe slightly better. Especially after they were able to get that opening goal. I think then they were able to turn it on and they were to play more confident, more loosely. But there was periods in the game that Aston Villa dominated a lot more than Arsenal ever dominated in any period in the game. There were periods that of Aston Villa created some very good opportunities, specifically that first, that 50th to 65th minute. That first 15 minutes of the second half, first 15-20 minutes, I thought Aston Villa had first 25 minutes. First 25 minutes of the first half, I thought Aston Villa had a real opportunity to be able to find that breakthrough. But again, they didn't. They missed, Watkins missed a good opportunity. Then he missed another. That double save from David Raya, that's absolutely incredible. The first save is a good save. Then the second game, off instinct, off the rebound, in close range. I mean, it's an absolutely brilliant save. And people want to say, oh, it's down the middle. I mean, he had to dive to his right-hand side, quickly get up and make that save. Even if it's down the middle, that's the save of the week. That's save of the season so far. That double save is absolutely incredible. And David Raya, he's been up, he's not been up under pressure or anything, but he has not been the most accepted in terms of Arsenal goalkeepers initially because of what Ramsdale was to Arsenal fans and what he was coming into the club, and sort of being kicked out the backside. It took David Raya a little bit to win the trust of the fans, but I think after that sort of save, I think that's the changing point in terms of David Raya at this club. I think this club is going to start accepting him now. The fans have already started accepting him. Well, when I say the club do accept him. I mean the fans. It took them a little bit to really accept David Raya as their own. But after the defensive record Arsenal had last year, specifically in that second half of the season, and then this big save that's gonna be crucial for them down the line, I think he's really gonna be, the fans are really gonna be on his back. I will say individually performances. I think the standout player probably had to be Morgan Rogers, honestly, for Villa. Extremely good. Great ball carrier, strong, has muscle, has pace, has technical ability in terms of being able to get past the man. Really dominated Declan Rice and Thomas Partey for the entire game, and it was really a focal point in terms of how Aston Villa were able to create their opportunities. I thought Onana also played a very, very good game. I will say for Arsenal, I thought Partey, despite defensively looking a little bit knackered, trying to limit Morgan Rogers, I thought his ability on the ball to control and dictate tempo was really good. I thought. I thought in terms of the attacking three, weren't really front fire, and I didn't think Havertz, Saka, and Martinelli really looked that smooth. To be honest, they did all put in shifts, but they didn't really look like the smooth, cohesive front three that I was expected. Defensively, I thought there was a few moments that they were a little bit lack of concentration, a little sloppy, but they protected the goal. They kept the clean sheet at the end of the day. They were a little sloppy, but they still defended really, really well, and they didn't allow a goal. They allowed, a few opportunities, and then their goalkeeper came up big for them. But overall, I thought Arsenal had a decent game, and then I thought Aston Villa, they had their moments, they had their opportunities. The difference between this game and the game at the Emirates is when this game around, when they had the momentum, they couldn't take advantage of it and get that goal. When they played Arsenal at the Emirates a few months ago, they were able to get that breakthrough whenever they started gaining confidence and started playing. They weren't able to do that today, and they don't come out with the 3 points, and they don't come out with anything. And again, it's a great win for Arsenal. Reading the stats from the game, Aston Villa had 11 shots to 9 shots for Arsenal, 3 shots on target for Villa to 4 shots on target for Arsenal, 39% possession for Villa for 61% possession for Arsenal. And yeah, it's a statement victory for the Gunners.